Hey, this is Steven Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus Raw. This is from April 26th, 2021. As I watch Raw, I tend to look at Twitter, Facebook, just see what people are saying in general. And what I've noticed is the people who tend to apologize for stuff or come up with excuses for Raw are dwindling in number. And this is, anecdotal. Even the people who tend to do things like, Alexa Bliss, everything she ever does is, yeah, but the performance is really great. And even those people are dwindling in number. Yeah. Well, we open up Raw with a video package on last week's tag team match that saw T-Bar and Mace defeat Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman by DQ. Riveting. We got Adnan Virk and Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. We got a 2-on-1 handicap match to open, so now we're opening with a match of T-Bar and Mace against Braun Strowman. Oh God, it's so bad, man. So they continue to double team basically Strowman to the point where they get DQ'd. That's the finish. Out comes McIntyre. He meets T-Bar at ringside and drops him. He unloads on Mace. Braun knocks T-Bar to the floor. Drew clotheslines Mace. They stand tall together, Drew and Braun. But there's tension there. And then we go to commercial, and then we come back. And now it's Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre against T-Bar and Mace. You see what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, we have all these guys who wrestle multiple times and just do multiple things. And I mean, they got so many people under contract. And, oh my God. So Braun and Drew end up colliding at ringside. And Drew tries to make it back in, but he misses the 10 count. So the winners by count out are T-Bar and Mace. This is just terrible television, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. And then Braun and Drew are yelling at each other. Still to come, they announce Damian Priest and the New Day are going to face Elias, Jackson Riker, and The Miz. Back to commercial. Drew McIntyre approaches Adam Pearce backstage. He wants Braun Strowman in a match tonight. So we're going to see them wrestle again. And Miz TV is going on with Miz and John Morrison, and Elias and Jackson Riker are in the ring with them. They do a song. Out comes the New Day with Damian Priest. They open up a guitar case and start throwing tomatoes. Forced fun is the first thing that comes to my mind. Then we have a 6-man with all of these folks, and at the end of the day, Woods rolls up Riker for the pin to win. Priest and New Day are celebrating as the music hits, and the heels are recovering. So, SmackDown official Sonya Deville is walking backstage. She lets Charlotte Flair in. Then we go to commercial. We back from it. Long story short, Deville goes, I feel like Adam Pearce overreached. Will you apologize? So she apologizes to the referee who she brutalized, who accepts her apology, and then says she paid her fine, so she's back. And then Charlotte Flair goes, the referee sort of admitted that he screwed up, so he owes me an apology. What? Okay. So he apologizes. And then they go backstage and they see Pearce. And Pearce says, well, it was kind of a last-minute thing, and I couldn't find you to get approval. And that's it. This is fucking terrible television, man. It is so bad. It is just nothing has weight, nothing has consequences. You can basically negotiate your way through anything and to get anything that you want. We got Sheamus, who's the U.S. champion. He's got his open challenge. Back from the break. we go to the commercial in the middle of all this stuff. Adam Pearce is on the phone talking with someone about Sonya Deville having too much power. Braun Strowman basically wants this, after this long sort of back and forth and haranguing, he goes, I think I should get a title. I should be part of the title match at WrestleMania's Backlash. The fact that they keep branding this WrestleMania's Backlash thing is so funny. Basically, if I beat Drew, I should be in you should make it a triple threat. Okay, sure. So we go back to the ring, and Sheamus has a mic, and Humberto answered the call last time. And he says, okay, you can come out for this open challenge, but you won't get a title shot. What? So music hits, out comes Humberto again, and they brawl, and Humberto gets the better of him, including a really cool dive spot where Sheamus went ass over tea kettle over the announcer's table. But yeah. Kevin Patrick stops MVP and Bobby Lashley and the possible WrestleMania Backlash change. MVP correctly goes like, this is kind of unfair. Okay, back from the break. Oh man, this show. And Rhea Ripley, who's the Raw Women's Champion, is with Sarah and asks about Charlotte Flair's return. And Rhea says, Flair's apologies never mean anything, but I'm glad she got fined $100,000, whatever that means. Money is just pointless, right, in this whole exercise, just in general. Talking about money, it's like, I fined you $1 trillion billion. Okay, yeah, sure, great. But she's focused on tonight's 6-woman match. While Flair is busy playing with the refs, I'm busy being the Raw Women's Champion. But it's a 6-man tag. How is your title? And fuck a duck, man. Here comes Bobby Lashley with MVP. They show highlights of Lashley's win over Drew McIntyre, reminding us again, why is Drew going to get a title shot when he lost so convincingly at WrestleMania? But it is what it is. And basically they're like, it's disrespectful that they're offering this possible title shot to Braun as well. And Lashley cuts a good promo here. I really like it. And then MVP says Lashley has spoken. Okay. So Riddle defeated Orton in a big upset. And Orton's like, yeah, we should pursue this RK Bro thing. I'm going to get us a tag match together. Okay. And then we see all the stuff that went on between Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And crew member delivers flowers to Jax. She thinks they're from Reginald, but Angel Garza walks up and they're from him. And then eventually Jax hits Rose with the flowers. Motherfuck. MVP walks up on Strowman and wants to talk. MVP goes, Bobby Lashley isn't happy with Braun trying to get the title match at WrestleMania. Strowman interrupts and says Lashley can bring his own messages. There's nothing they can do to stop Braun. Why did this exchange happen? Did MVP think that Braun Strowman would go like, yeah, I don't want a shot at the title, so I'm going to just... What? Randy Orton and Riddle against Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, who were once part of the Hurt Business and tag champs, who now have not seen a win in a very long time. And sure enough, they lose here. Okay. We see Alexa Bliss and that stupid doll Lily backstage. Go to commercial. Now we have Asuka, Lana, Naomi against Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler. They actually tease Lana getting a possible win over Rhea Ripley, which is embarrassing for all concerned. But at the end of the day, Jax tags in after Lana is dropped with one of Ripley's finishers. Jax tags in, delivers a running leg drop to Lana for the pin. Wow. What the fuck is going on in this show? Reggie joins the all those women champions, right? They go kick Lana out of the ring, but her partners pull her to safety, and they raise their titles. Okay. Still to come, we should see Alexa Bliss and Lily again. Okay. They go back to commercial. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose are backstage laughing at what happened to Nia Jax because she fell down at one point. They all, and Sonya Deville says they should be ashamed. So they kind of threaten each other. And Deville picks Rose because Deville and Rose have some words. So she picks Rose to be Charlotte Flair's opponent tonight. And that's next. Okay. We go backstage to Alexa's Playground. A bunch of shit happens. They're really pushing this Lily made me do it thing, laughing, and then the puppet or the doll snarls at the camera. Fucking duck. Charlotte Flair against Mandy Rose. Charlotte Flair wins. She has the referee open up the ropes for her. What? Brooke checks on Rose. Patrick stops Drew McIntyre backstage and asks him about the main event stipulation. Drew brings up Braun Strowman getting handouts. Oh, God. Says the guy who lost definitively at WrestleMania but is still getting another title shot. Okay. Says Braun's not going to screw up his title shot at WrestleMania. Go to commercial. We come back. Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre. Braun wins. Because at some point T-Bar and Mace come on the apron and Drew gets sort of distracted by them. None of this makes sense because aren't they supposed to be trying to get in with the Hurt Business? And wouldn't the Hurt Business not want Drew to lose? I don't... Braun Strowman wins. This fucking show, guys. I don't know that it's ever been less engaging, ever, in the history of this show. If somebody wants to try to convince me otherwise, you're welcome to, but this is a show that is in creative freefall.